Alright. I know I said I was done with Pokemon content, but I'm not entirely done with it. Mostly because I can't get rid of that, sorry. But mostly because I joined a tournament a couple weeks ago. Cool, right? So I joined a server tournament. Great guys, really nice. I'm gonna go ahead and switch the size here. But so basically the tournament, it was just a nice little fun man tour. You know, we were all having fun. We were all laughing, having shits and giggles. This is actually the first tour I ever completed, and so tour one, game one. My first opponent was one of the moderators on the Discord server. So I was like, oh shit, I don't know what they're gonna do. I don't know how good they are. I'm gonna panic, right? And well, panic I did. It took me so long to build this team because I was panicking. So I'm gonna go ahead and tell you the team now. Actually, I think I could probably pull it up. I cannot pull it up. So, wait, hold on. I can't show you the team. I'll probably do a team analysis of it some other day. But basically, it's a bulk up Zero Aura with Life Orb, Choice Banded Guts Conkeldurr in case I get burned. I'm just bluffing the Iron Fist, so that's why it's fun. Then we have Keldeo Resolute. Great, it's fucking great. We have Keldeo Resolute with Choice Scarf for attacks. One of the last attack being, the attacks being, I believe, I know it was Sacred Sword, Scald, no, Sacred Sword, Icy Wind, Hydro Pump, and Air Slash. Then we have my Assault Vest Hatterene, Toxapex with Toxic Spikes, and especially defensive Corviknight with Bulk Up. So let's get into this game. So they lead with Dragapult as I lead with the Conk, and most of the time, like, here's the thing: Dragapult specs, I know that, but my Conk is max HP, so I live a hit at 36%. Bop, that shit got blown back. I know that this thing is built like a fucking glass. It's built like glass, bro. Like it hits hard, but you hit it back, you flick it back, and it breaks. But that shit got blown back. So there goes that. Brings in Clefable. I go ahead and switch out into my hat as he goes for the Moon Blast and gets the Spatak Chop, which sucks. So here he goes for Clefable, and I have the attack. I had that Nuzzle. So, here I'd make a double as he goes into, I believe, Toad. No, he Moonblasts again. They Moonblast again. So they switch out to Clefable. I go ahead and Brave Bird to try to break through it, but, they're protected. I just Brave Bird again. They reveal to be Wish, and I was like, okay, this is going to be fucking annoying. So I bulk up on the Protect, I believe. Yeah, I bulk up on the Protect, and they get all their HP back, which fucking sucks for me. And I just go for another Brave Bird. And I believe here they reveal to be Thunder Wave, which completely fucks up my team. And so now my bird is paralyzed. He gets the para here. And here he goes for Moonblast just to flex. And I bulk up expecting Protect. So I was like, alright, I'm not going to worry about that. But, now this Clefable is at full HP. 79% fucking done to it. And here, I believe he goes for Protect. So I'll go for one more bulk up, I got a flex on him. I should have recovered. I should have used Roost, but who cares? So then he goes into his own Corviknight with pressure, and I was like, fuck. So I hit him with the Brave Bird, do almost half to it. Almost, because I did 39 over 50, but whatever. So then Corviknight goes for the Roost, and I body press, getting it down to 78%. Here is where shit starts to look bad for me because I'm paralyzed. Then I'm at 3 times attack. I'm at +3 attack, +3 defense. And then basically, I know my thoughts are convoluted, but so I'm paralyzed and he gets the para here as I go for Brave Bird. Oh no, I went for Body Press. Oh, this is the other turn then. So, Cinderace goes for that. Fucking body bags me, and I can't Roost. I need this healthy to wall his Corviknight and to hit that Tyranitar. So, I switch out, go into Pax, and he goes for it again, thinking that's Saka, but no, I can still use this bird. So here they U-turn out. I go ahead and just throw out some spikes. Oh no, I scald. I should have spiked though, to be fair. So I know what they're gonna do here. So I go into my hat as they go for a wish. I was trying not to get paralyzed again, and they go for Toad, and I go for Nuzzle like a dumbass. But I stay in as they go for the magic bounce. So fuck your rocks. They stay up on my side. I get some HP back with Draining Kiss. And here's why I found out people run Giga Drain on this thing. They run Giga Drain on the hat. So I switched it over to Giga Drain after this tournament. So, right now I'm just like beating the shit out of this Toad. I'm throwing shit around. And I'm AV, so I'm not going to take too much damage. So I get most of my HP back. I'm now down to 78% as it goes into Tyranitar. Most of the time I wouldn't be scared of this, but I believe that damage is not good. So I go into Murasaki again. I just Draining Kiss, switch out into my bird as he goes for the Earthquake. That was the only good play I've made this entire fucking game. Because then they go for a Rock Slide, trying to get the para flinch, and I'm like, nah, I don't get it. They don't get it. I get to Roost. They hit me again, and I just go for a raw body press and get it down to 5%, which is pretty good because now that means that my Conk can come in and just fuck up his team. Like, I have Knockoff, Mac Punch, Poison Jet, Thunder Punch, and Drain Punch. I was bluffing my Iron Fist hard. But, I lose the bird eventually. As I go into my Zera Aura, I just hit Knock because in case he wanted to go into his Clefable or something else, like not risking it. So he goes into Cinderace, Sucker Punches me, and I just hit him with Plasma Fists. And I guess I know that crit didn't matter for sure because it died at 30%. And so, here they leave because they had another appointment to do. But then after talking, they talked it out in the moderator server. So they're like, okay, cool. The win goes to Awesome. So then that was one. My second play goes over here, right? I was facing another person, George Paris. I didn't know anything about their play style, but I do know that they had some threats. Like, I'm looking at that Togekiss. You know that Togekiss is making me quiver in fear. I'm shaking in my fucking boots right now, my guy. Like, I don't want to get fucked up by a Togekiss. I refuse to get fucked up by a Togekiss. So, I'm just chilling. I brought the same team again, same setup. So, let's just get this started. So, I lead with Lucario as I lead with Hat. And most of the time I would have switched out because, Hat is Psychic Fairy. Now it's a Fighting Steel. Steel beats the shit out of Fairy. But I didn't freak out. I was like, I'm just going to stay in because I know they're not going to attack me right off the rip because Lucario's physical damage is kind of bad. Lucario is more of a special attacker. I learned that the hard way. So, I stayed in and I hit him with that Nuzzle. Slow that bitch down a bit. I've also got Mystical Fire on this, so I switch out though just in case. As I go for Meteor Mash, I was like, ooh. Glad I didn't stay in there and hit Mystical Fire. So, here I just kind of go for Haze, which was a choke. But I won. I won this battle. So Murasaki comes back in. Thanks to AV, I take less. In comes Togekiss. And it just flinches me down. This literal devil. So I have to go into my Toxapex to not die to this. And I just start mindlessly switching. Because I go into Pex and I get flinched. And I'm like, ooh, do I really want to do this? So I switch out into my Corby. And, it resists Air Slash. So that's pretty good. And he goes into his Rotom as I just hit it with a Brave Bird, which is pretty good. So, I got my chip on Rotom. I switch out into my Hat as it goes for Thunderbolt to kill, but, fails. I switch out into my Zera Aura as it goes for Thunderbolt again because, Zera Aura gets Volt Absorb. And here I bulk up. It was a safer play. To be fair, I could have gone for Close Combat and blown this Lucario back all the way because, it was at 93%. But even though Zera Aura is good with Life Orb, I prefer it at +1 because it does more damage. So, Lucario gets blown back. Adios, Lucario. in comes Mimikyu, and I was like, oh shit. So I just knock off its item, which was the Life Orb, which, yikes. And here it just goes for Swords Dance. I'm like, oh, am I gonna get swept by Mimikyu? But no, he doesn't go for Shadow Sneak like I originally thought he would, because Shadow Sneak could have done like over half to me. I would have been at like 40%. But no, let's say I guess he went for like the Play Rough, because it got blown back. So now in comes Rotom. I just switch out into Semi because I know they're gonna go for Hydro. I wasn't gonna risk this being Scarf. Like, I don't know why, but I was terrified of this being Scarf or Specs. And the fact that it's running 3 attacks, I was like, okay, fuck. So, in comes that. I get out my spikes mostly because I want to poison the Haxorus, which kind of looks like an issue. It's not really an issue, but I don't want this thing having free reign. So, in comes Togekiss. I go into my hat to sack it, and it dies. As I go into my Scarf Keldeo. Yeah. So, hit that Icy Wind. They do like a fuck ton of damage. I go for another one just to slow it down a little more, and they miss Air Slash. That was horrible for them, because if they hit that, I was gonna have to make a dumb play like going into my Bird or going into Zeraora and taking another 10%. And it doesn't sound bad, but the thing is, this Cinderace probably runs Sucker Punch like most Cinderace do. So you don't really want to get hit by that, But yeah, down it goes, which means Sakamoto gets to live. And here we say early GGs because they've kind of seen that I've already won. So here I just go for the Icy Wind to, if it's Scarf, slow it down a bit. So I sack my horse, which is a kind of a garbage play, but I was like, I've got Conk in the back, no worries. This is a balloon Cinderace instead of heavy duty boots. So here he court changes, and I just Scald to knock him off of his balloon. The court change was a really good play on his part, because then I was forced to go into my Bird or sack one of my physical hitters. Just to remove spikes, because I don't have defog. But oh my god, this play that was good turns out being the worst play possible just because of the fact that I'm a Guts Conk. But here he goes for Pyro Ball, expecting me to make a switch. But I'm like, nah, I'm staying in. So hit that boy with a Scald. And there he goes for another Pyro Ball, and I just hit him with another Scald. I mean, I understand trying to get Chip on fucking Pex, because Pex is a pain in the ass. I'm not even going to lie about that. I hate facing Pex. But this thing just kind of came in. It kind of came in after getting poisoned. So I go here. He goes for Haxorus, and I'm all like, all right, cool. Reveals itself to be Dragon Dance. So I start scalding to get the burn, and I get the burn. The one time I need to get the burn right off the rip, I get it. Thank you, Showdown. God. So, here I'm like, oh, hey, Pex time. So, I haze. Then he just starts trying to break through me. Fails. He crits me. I'm just hitting recover. So he can't break through me. And then I go into Gene. The ultimate disrespect, knowing he's going to hit Earthquake. And I just go into my Bird. I'm like, right, I have a whole counter to you, my guy. So, yeah. Then I go back into my Pex to clear up the spikes. As he goes for Dragon Claw. Weak. And so, most people would have forfeit here, but he's like, I have a whole Rotom. And I was like, oh shit, he has Rotom. Here is where playing with Rotom is kind of risky, because we've already figured out that it's like 4 attacks Specs, right? 4 attacks Scarf. I want to say Scarf, but it might have been Specs now looking back. So I had 2 plays to make. Either I switched out into my Zeraora and predicting the electric type move, or I stayed in with Pex expecting the water type move. I went ahead and stayed in with Pex expecting the water type move, and my play was right. For the first time in my life, my overthinking told me, I was like, oh shit, he's gonna try to go for the Hydro Pump, and I'm gonna get absolutely fucking body bagged by that, and I don't want that. So I start burning away at him. I start scalding him, and this game is over. basically, because then I go into my Corvi because it's specially defensive, and I don't eat that hit very well, but I was like, talk specs with the generator. But I'm roosting here. I bulk up, I'm roosting, I'm doing all those fucking memes, you know what I mean? I'm just being a general asshole. And so, you know, just wrote him shit. Just wrote him shit. And here he misses his last hydro pump, which, gets him a little salty. He's like, of course I missed. And I was like, yikes. So, I forced him to struggle and I just hit him with a body press. And, well, that was game 2. I was like, sorry, game 2. Game 3. Oh boy, was game 3 something else. So, I'm running with that same team. I've made some changes to Hatterene. Their team is pretty damn terrifying on its own. Like, holy shit, they've got Jirachi, they've got Pex, they've got the Conk, they've got Pulled, they've got all the threats lined up and ready to take me out. So I was like, how do I lead this? I led with Hat. So he sends a Jirachi. As I go with Semiramis, psych, I did not lead Hat. April Fools, I guess. But I lead with Hat. It looks like a Hat. So I lead with Pex, and he leads with the Jirachi. He goes for the Zen headbutt and doesn't get the flinch. So I got on my spikes. Damn well I got on my spikes. So here I switch out into my Corvi, which is better at eating hits. And so, Zen headbutt does nothing to me. Absolutely nothing. So here he goes into Pex to clear up the spike, and I bulk up. I'm like, all right, bitch, let's get ripped. Getting strong here. And so I hit him with a Brave Bird, trying to break through this, and he goes for Skull, Peck shit here. Because he hits you with Infestation. That was surprising tech, though. He had Infestation. And I was like, oh, shit. He's going to get the burn. So, he's got me trapped in here with him. Sucks. I can't do anything. I'm just trying to break through this Pex. I start roosting. It's just a stall battle. But after that breaks, I go ahead and go into Lubu as he goes Cinderace. So I was like, oh, fuck. So I have to switch out into my own Pex, eat the Pyro Ball, and then get up my hazards. Because, let's face it. But here I wasn't really predicting Jirachi. I thought he was going to stay in, expecting me to go for spikes so he could just, hit me with, a Zen headbutt. Because, yeah, these things run Zen headbutt sometimes. So, he goes into Jirachi instead. I try to get the burn. I don't get it. I go into my bird. I'm like, all right, I can sack this shit. As he just U-turns. I was like, all right. Here he goes into Zeraora. Zeraora is terrifying this generation. It finally hit OU this gen, and I don't like that. I don't like that at all. So, I go into my own Zeraora as he goes for a bulk up, and I was like, oh, fuck, that was a risk. So I start bulking up. I won that speed tie, so I live the knockoff. And then he wins that speed tie, but he hits me with close combat, and I just hit him with a knockoff and crit. So even though I didn't win the speed tie, I won the damage output battle because we're both at 6. I'm just at 1% higher than him. And so here it comes down to another speed tie. I'm like, God, no. RNGesus, please. I need a miracle. And I get it. I win the speed tie. And I fuck him up. And I don't die to my 10% life orb. Oh boy, Cinderace, though. Cinderace carries Sucker Punch. And I was like, do I sack this? Do I need this? I was like, I don't need it. But I still put it back anyways just to outplay him a bit. Get down his sucker punches, but it doesn't work like that. Thank you, Pressure. And so then I switch on to Semi as he goes for Pyro. And I was like, all right, cool. I'm living. I'm still in this bitch. And he goes into Jirachi. I go ahead and hit Scald this time, predicting it. And I don't get the burn. So I was like, fuck. But here he goes for Thunder Punch. And, it's just Peck shit. I got the crit. Finally got my burn. Thank you, Showdown. And so, now he goes into Conk. And I'm all like, yeah, no. I go into my bird. I believe I Roost here, which is a choke. No, I Brave Bird. All right, so I Brave Bird here as he goes for Thunder Punch, taking out my bird once and for all, which sucks. And then I go into my Keldeo, red hair. Because y'all are probably wondering, why has he got a different nickname this time? I kind of may have sort of fucked around and switched some stuff Like, that was supposed to be Specs, but I made it Scarf still. But yeah, Air Slash doesn't really do much. And then I go back into Conk trying to get burnt, but he goes for Infestation. So I was like, hey, I'll take it, Chief. And, he goes for Baneful Bunker as I go for Thunder Punch. Now I have Guts Boost. He's like, all right, cool. I'm putting this thing out of commission. I was like, all right. And so I just hit him with a Thunder Punch. That shit gets blown back and paralyzed. Full para here. Thank you, Showdown. This entire game was luck. So he switches out as he goes into his own conk, and that shit gets blown back. 60% right off the rip. Oof. So in comes Dragapult. I switch out and go into Semi as he goes for Sucker Punch. I was like, oh shit, that's gonna hurt. So here goes Dragon Dances. Dragapult, as scary as is, 421 max speed. This shit outspeeds Rayquaza. I don't know how, but it does. And it can run so many sets too. So, he hits with Dragon Darts here, like trying to kill me. But I just haze instead. And then I believe I burn here. No, I don't. I try to go for the burn here. Okay, so I was right about Scald Play. So, it's just pack stuff here. Infestation, recovering. And then I switch out into my hat as he goes for the move. I think he was trying to go for Infestation to keep me locked in. But instead he gets parried. So then my hat comes in. That's a free Psychic. There goes Pex. He tries to go for the burn, doesn't get it. Notice how it did less damage this time than most burns. That's because I finally got around to fixing my hat set with a good set. So yeah, in comes Dragapult, and I believe I went for the Mystical Fire here to lower his attack because I was expecting Jirachi. I don't get it. He goes for Sucker Punch, and I just hit him with a Drain Kiss. Get all my HP back. Back at 100. Long live hat. Cinderace comes in and he Sucker Punches. Here I go for the Nuzzle to slow the fuck out of this. And he gets parried here as I go for a Psychic. Very unfortunate that I also got the Spadef drop on him. Because he's already at -1 speed. He's already paralyzed. He's paralyzed. He's, -1 Spadef. So I get a graceful kill. So here he court changes the hazards, and I just Psychic that shit raw. I'm not worried about hazards. In comes Jirachi. As I go into my own Pex, I'm like, all right, let's do Pex things. So, Jirachi gets stalled out. And here it's just this battle where he's just trying to flinch me down, but he can't do it. And I guess here he realizes, I'm not going to switch out at all because I need this walls his entire team. So then what happens is that he leaves. I don't want to say he rage quit, but he sent me a GG in the server, and I was like, yeah, GG. And then I was like, aren't you going to come back and forfeit? And he was like, oh, I thought I already did. And I was like, oh, okay. So I just waited for this to finish timing out because, I didn't want to risk anything. I didn't want to do something dumb, Now, the next battle is against another mod. This one's against Sen, the server owner, I believe. Really cool dude. Super cool dude. But I was terrified of him. I was terrified. Mind you, this is semifinals. I'm surprised I even got past round 3. I'm like, oh shit. This is semifinals. My guy, this is semifinals. I was pumping myself up. I was on my Discord call with my friends. I was like, guys, I made it to semifinals. And they're like, oh wow, congrats. And I'm like, ah! And then I was like, wait, I'm in semifinals. And like, yeah. And I was like, so is one of the best. So is one of this place's best players. And they're like, what? And I was like, ah. I went from to ah. So Sen's team looks pretty damn terrifying. He's got the Goon. He's got that spider. We all know what that spider does. It sets up webs and lets everything else sweep. So I was like, okay, what do I lead with here? I know he might lead Spider or he might lead Rotom. What's good against both of these? My specially defensive hat. So, I really... I said, wow, a good thing to lead with here was hat. But I'm going to lead with with my fucking horse instead. I'm going to lead with the Keldeo. And, it worked out in the end because you went Obstagoon. So I was like, all right, cool. And so here I was like, okay, this is a good lead already. Good lead. I made that good lead on complete accident. And so, yeah. And so here I was like, okay, I'm just going to hit Icy Wind because he's expecting me to go for the sword attack, right? So he's going to go into Dragon Bolt. So here I hit Icy Wind, but he reveals to be a obstruct goon. I was like, oh, fuck. So I switch out into my Pex. He goes for Facade. 53%. Obstagoon, you have no right being that strong. What the fuck, my guy? Light Noon with Belly Drum was bad enough, but now we got you with Guts and Facade. Oh, brutal, my guy. So, I sack Pex here. I was like, all right, goodbye, world. I'm sacking this. And here, it's already looking pretty bad, because Sen's already picked up a kill. His Obstagoon is still high. It's got good amounts of HP. It's on 94%. My physical wall is down, which leads Dragapult, Excadrill, the Toxapex killer, and Rotom Wash to come in. They can come in on anything. So I was like, fuck. So here I go into Red Hair, and I was like, all right, I'll just kill this, right? I thought he was going to read the Secret Sword. So I was like, you know what, fuck it. I'm just going to hit it, and whatever happens, happens, right? Down goes the Goon. That is one threat out of the way. That Obstagoon alone could have fucking 6-0'd my team had I not actually gone in, So, he pulls out Galvantula, and I switch out into my high. I was like, I'm not risking webs going up. And webs do indeed go up on his side. So here he goes for the Discharge, trying to get the para. I go for the Mystical Fire to lower his attack. Get fucked. And here he goes into Rotom Wash, and I just hit the Mystical Fire again because I'm not going to get fucked up like that. Here he goes for the Trick, giving me a Choice Scarf, and he takes my Assault Vest, but I crit through the Assault Vest, so I was like, cool. And then he goes for Thunder, and I just hit him again. Do 2%. I was like, fuck. So here he goes into Drill. I'm staying in. I'm staying in. Nope, I lied. I thought I was staying in. But here he goes into his Excadrill. I thought I hit Psychic, but I switched out just to not get hit too well. I was expecting... Oh, right, okay. I switched out into Zeraora, expecting myself to take the Volt Absorb. But I guess he made that read. So I was like, okay, fuck. I got outplayed. I was hella outplayed. But no. It's like he outplayed me, but webs were on his side. So I went ahead and just hit Close Combat. And I was like, if this is Sash, I'm fucked. But no, he was not. He just died. So I was like, okay, cool. I win, I guess. So that's 2 threats down. In comes Ditto, and Ditto chases me in imposters. He goes for Close Combat of his own. He could have beat me if he had just hit Knockoff. But because he didn't have the damage output he needed, yeah. So he's now -2. I hit Knockoff. Shit gets blown back. I lose my Zeraora, which is totally fair. And I go into my Keldeo. In comes Galvantula. And I'm all like, okay, how do I win this? And so that goes down. That Dragapult is at -1 speed, but it could have been Scarf. This Rotom is at 2%. This Galvantula is at 27%. If I died because I misclicked a move, I was fucked. I could have hit Air Slash to win, but instead I went for Icy Wind to slow it down because I did the calc in my head and I was like, there's no way this has any speed up investment. So this is probably timid nature, so I just hit this and win. So that's what I did. And so in comes Dragapult. And I go ahead and hit him with the Icy Wind. It goes down to -2 speed. It hits me with a Shadow Ball for 39% and gets the Spadaf drop. That itself was terrifying. I was like, oh, fuck. Oh, shit. And that damage proves it was Specs, not Scarf. So I guess I lucked out. And it also lucked out that I got the high roll on both of those. Because I have Spatak investment, I have special attack investment, but I have speed investment, but I'm Scarf. I am not killing shit. So here I get the other high roll again, and I'm like, hey, that's cool. In comes Rotom, Icy Wind again. Down goes the Rotom, and I won. My boy Ghostmans came to cheer me on from the clan. I was like, thanks, FRS guys. Thanks. Now, last but certainly not least, Celestia LD. I am in finals. She is in finals. We worked our way through, I believe, 30 contestants just to win, just to get here, just to fight each other. Actually, no, we this was, I was just making this as dramatic as possible. Let's see right here. I was terrified of losing this one. Mostly because Celestia herself, she has Cloister. Y'all know what King's Rock Cloister does. Shell smashes once, sweeps your entire team. GG, you are now unlucky. This battle was hosted April 1st. I wanted to highlight that. I wanted to highlight that it was an April 1st battle because April 1st, the sprites were on. I was at the top of my game. I came in with a different team that I'd only been helped with in building. I was like, I asked for help. I was like, listen, what's some good shit for Cloister and Halucha? Because I knew she liked to run around with Cloister and Halucha. She ran around with Bisharp too, but I only saw it on 2 games. This one was the 3rd game. I was like, oh fuck, I don't have anything for Bisharp. I have something for Cloister. I have something for Halucha, but I have nothing for these two. I had nothing for Bisharp and fucking Alolan Ninetales. So, I was like, okay, what do I need? So I know I was going to bring Rabbit. I know I was going to bring Cinderace because I liked the idea of taking their screens and making them mine. I didn't do that this entire battle, which sucks. Hat's back, of course. This Grimmsnarl is a really weird set, and y'all are going to love this tech. So let's start. They lead off with Cinderace as I lead with my Hat. They go for the Pyro Ball, and it doesn't KO me because this was the fixed set. 20 defense. I was supposed to die to that, but I lived, bitch. So here I nuzzle, slow down the Hat. The Rabbit. And then I go into my Toxapex Lady Valentine. This is the different packs. So, they get paralyzed, switch out. I go for Scald trying to burn, and I don't get it. So I was like, fuck. In comes Ninetales Alola, and I believe I just Scald again. Yeah. So here the Hail starts damaging me. And I go out into El Rabioso, the Rabbit, and he tries to Encore me into Scald so he can set up his screens. Here goes Cinderace, and I just go for the raw Pyro Ball. And I did 40%. This Hail would have without Hail, I would have had to hit him with something else. But nah. So I decided to just U-turn out, 17%. Lady Valentine comes in, paralyzed again. So yeah, then they U-turn out, and I believe I just went for Scald again. Yeah, I went for Scald. No burn, and they can't get up their Veil anymore. So in comes Cinderace, and I go into my own, and here he gets paralyzed, and I just kick the shit out of that Rabbit. But so Dragapult comes in, and I Sucker Punch the fuck out of that, and it Thunderbolts me, and I get parried. That itself was bad for me, but I didn't get parried this turn, so I was able to hit him with a Sucker Punch. But this para fucked up my entire strategy, because my strategy was that I kept this healthy. This sets up its screens. Court changed those onto my side. So then they have to waste another turn to set up screens. But here, they go for a Roar Veil, and I get paralyzed as I go for Court Change. I remember my disappointment. I wish I were kidding when I said I went for Court Change. But I was not. There was a very loud, very frustrated fuck that could be heard from my room as I went for the Court Change and got cucked. I got cucked like iDubbbz. So yeah, he got his hazards up and he just knocks out my Rabbit. And I was like, fuck, no, I needed that. So in comes Slump God, Jirachi. It's Scarf Ironhead. You know the Gen 7 set came back. Scarf Ironhead. So down goes that. And then he goes into Bisharp, and I go ahead and switch out into my Pex because I know it's just going to Swords Dance. Whoops. And, the Hail's knocking away at him, and he just goes for another one. So I was like, yeah, nah, Haze. I guess they expected me to go for Scald to try to lower the attack, but nah, I got that Haze on me, bro. So they go for it again, and here I just get up my Spikes, which is a choke. They go for Knockoff, and I was like, oh, fuck. There was my item. So they haze me. I haze them. Then I switch out into my Lucario. They go for Swords Dance, and this Lucario is a special variant. Choice specs variant to be precise. So I believe I was running Vacuum Wave, Flash Cannon, Aura Sphere because I'm a pussy like that. And the last move was Dark Pulse. I don't know why I chose Dark Pulse. Probably the flinch chance. So yeah, here I just Vacuum Wave. Whoop. Obliterated. Pow. Goodbye. So he goes into Halucha, and I bring in the shiny Grimmsnarl. Okay, this set is fucking heat, my guy. It is heata fajita. It is heat that is meant to stop this bitch Halucha. So, Halucha goes for the Swords Dance, and I'm burnt, right? Why is it Flame Orb? Well, here, I go ahead and trick him the Flame Orb as it goes for Sky Attack. So, this was the infamous Blunder set. This is the set that Blunder be using. Everybody's like, oh, wow, the good Blunder set. Nah. Fuck your set. Fuck your set. Run this defensive ass Grimmsnarl, my guy. This shit is hilarious. So he's at +2. He's trapped in the Sky Attack. He gets burnt, putting him at neutral. And I'm bulking up. I'm a bulk up on this bitch. Hits you with the Sky Attack. I live that shit. You know I live that shit. Here I go for Sucker Punch. Do nothing. But that's okay. Because now that Halucha is at -1 on defense and special defense. Which allows me to bring in the Pex. He can't hit me. He can't unburden me either because he can't hit me with acrobatics and he can't get his 1,000,000 speed. So, Pax comes in, hazes all those stats away. No recovery. He goes for the Swords Dance as I go for the Toxic Spikes again because I don't want this to come in. And he goes for Sky Attack as I go for the recover. And I believe I just Scald as it comes down to Earth. No, I haze. This battle's already pretty fucking over for him. So here comes Halucha. I just hit him with Scald again. The burn here. If this was Roost, I was fucked, but it wasn't Roost. Acrobatics loses its damage output. Rip. As he goes for Acrobatics again, I'm just recovering HP. It dies here, and in comes the Cloister. I hate this thing. So here, Cloister goes for the raw Icicle Spear. I'm like, no, don't do me like this. But they doing me like this because he gets the flinch. I was like, fuck. I got flinched. So I switch out into my Lucario. Then go for Shell Smash. I was like, did they really expect me to stay in? I wasn't gonna stay in after that. I was not gonna get flinched anymore. So my Lucario, I believe, was Inner Focus. Yeah, no, my Lucario was Steadfast. No, my Lucario was Inner Focus. Sorry, I'm making shit up now. My Lucario was Inner Focus. Because I was like, Steadfast sounds nice and it sounds really tech, but even at +2, I have Vacuum Wave, so I doubt that'll actually do anything. And, the Toxapex Cloister isn't very... It's very chunky, both defensively and special defensively. Both physically and specially. Sorry. But anyways, this Cloister just kind of came in, and it Shell Smashed as I switched out. And I was like, oh, hey, poison damage. And I was like, wait, do I risk it? Because it might have Hydro Pump. But I said, nah, fuck it. I hit Vacuum Wave. That shit got blown back. And yeah, that was that. We said our GGs. I told Sen, I was like, hey, yeah, I won your tournament. And he's like, oh, cool. You get $15 through PayPal, and yeah, congrats. You get a nice roll. So I was like, oh, hey, cool. All those battles were so stressful. I wish I were kidding, but the ones that I really freaked out the most against were Sen and Celestia because I had no answers for this fucking Cloister. So I had to go into a server. One of my friends actually hit me up. They saw me watching her battle, and I was like, hey, dude, it's been a while. And I was like, yeah, I'm not playing competitively anymore. I'm just here for team ideas. And they're like, oh shit, join the server. So I joined my friend's server, and they helped me out. They helped me build this entire team. 3 steel types. No, 2 steel types. Originally it was Corviknight, but then yeah. But hey, you like the video, drop a sub. I don't know if I'll be doing more Pokemon content in the future, but yeah, nah, this was fun. Um, Other than that, have a good one, guys.